Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your end of November 2021 general tarot reading. It's Raina here, using a new deck that I impulsively bought. Saw it in the window and just bought it. Gosh, I keep getting these, it's really weird, when you get a new deck and then you get the same cards over and over again. It's like, ugh. This looks almost like the reading I just did. Even if I cut the cards in the middle, sometimes it happens. Oh, okay. Here's a new card. I'm trying to pick. Okay. I don't know if you can see. Oh, yeah, you can see that's a star. Just trying to see. Okay. Alrighty then. So the heart of the matter is the Three of Cups. And this is a card, even though this is cups and it's a water energy, for some reason I think of Gemini. It's funny because you rule the third house, 3. Maybe that's what I'm thinking, but the cups are related to water. But this is like a very social card, and just have you see it says celebrations here. It's about having fun with friends, for instance, and maybe there is a celebration towards the end of the month that you are actually attending. Of course, the holiday season is kicked off, and in North America, or at least in the United States, we have Thanksgiving at the last Thursday in November. So that's when we tend to think of it beginning. And this happens to be Sagittarius season, so there's that kind of festive, excessive, but buoyant kind of an attitude. I remember I had this boss, and she was from Eastern Europe. And, I also worked with some people from that same country, and they were pretty stoic. They didn't have a lot of kind of the American. I've also noticed that with Australians, that they have that kind of very casual and kind of a warmth and just exuberance and stuff like that. And there are other cultures that are much more reserved, definitely reserved. But boy, when it was holiday season, she would just turn into this. I'm talking about my ex-boss. She was so different. She was just so happy all the time, and in a more obvious way. And I just thought that was hilarious because I don't really celebrate the holidays, but I do enjoy how other people enjoy them, if that makes any sense. So, whatever it takes to make people realize that life should be enjoyed, I'm all for it. But sometimes people are programmed to think that, there are certain times when we do this and certain times when we do that. And it gives them, license to be able to just kind of let their hair down, I guess, to have these 4 weeks or 5 weeks where they can, gather with their friends and family. In the past position, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So it's kind of like working hard and playing hard. Maybe you have accomplished something. Gemini, you've gone through some kind of training to gain extra skills, and now you're celebrating your certification, or you are just celebrating a job well done. Perhaps you've finished a major project, or you have made a lot of money doing some kind of work, and you just want to kind of chill for a hot second and just enjoy what you've accomplished. The higher message is the Queen of Swords. It's funny that they say independence. I kind of, no disrespect to this deck, but I don't necessarily agree with all of the keywords that they're using here. But I do keep an open mind. And this, I'm not saying that this card can't be about independence. I really think that it's more like detachment. And how I would translate that, if you have been doing something like something like that was very challenging work-wise, then you might have wanted to quit. You might have felt like, oh man, I can't do this. This is, demanding too much from me. And you were able to put your feelings aside and just really keep plugging away. And finally you got what your goal was. You achieved your goal. That's awesome if that happened to you. That's like totally awesome. So never think that something that you have done is not going to pan out because it's not happening just so easily. Gemini is one of those signs that you might lose interest if things seem like they're too tedious. And yet you might have stuck to something long past you normally would. And now you can kind of breathe easily because you did it. You did it. And, this may even be something to do with a romantic relationship. Maybe you were very diligent about a relationship and now you're getting engaged, or you're, like with the Eight of Pentacles, it can be doing your best. And sometimes Geminis need to wait before getting serious. I mean, doing it at a later age than maybe people in your peer group, because you just have so many interests and you just love to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, that it doesn't make sense to settle down. But now you have, put in the work that it takes to kind of get to know somebody and have that strong relationship. It's interesting that in astrology, the number 8, if we look at it from the house placements, is Scorpio, and that is a deep place of intimacy. And so perhaps you had to build, when you think of Pentacles, that tangibility, you had to build a relationship. You couldn't just snap your fingers and have it happen overnight, and then you got what you were looking for. And the detachment, or what they call independence, means that maybe you found somebody who is like you. So that can be a blessing, because not everybody has the same view of relationships after all. Okay, so the card that crosses you is the King of Cups. So they characterize in the upright position that this is a card of support. If so, it would be emotional support overall, okay? But this is in the challenge position, so you may be dealing with someone, perhaps this is an ex or a soon-to-be ex, who is a literal water sign. So that could be a Cancer, Pisces. My vote is on the Pisces, or a Scorpio individual, and that person might be very manipulative, actually a master manipulator. When I see queens and kings, I sometimes see narcissists in a person's life. especially if they are in the reversed position. And these people don't want the person that they're involved with to have this other life. If they're getting divorced, they don't want that person to have much of a life. They want to still be in control of it. Or if it's an ex-boss, it bothers them if you're going and having some other kind of job. They think it reflects badly on them. So this person may be kind of trying to manipulate if you're leaving that relationship. Maybe they were the one who actually left it, and now that you're getting engaged, they're coming back into the picture. So this can also be a father who is manipulative. And you may be celebrating something and he's not happy about it. And you have I think, again, with the Queen of Swords, the spiritual upshot is that you have to be able to find your own happiness without worrying about someone else's disapproval, or what they're trying to do. What is coming in is the Eight of Swords. Now, I pulled this before and I made the note to the other sign that I did this for, that I don't agree with this, that this is anxiety. Now, it is something that could generate anxiety, but the Nine of Swords to me is more just straightforward anxiety. The Eight of Swords to me is the negative self-talk. So the kind of things that you tell yourself about yourself that can lead to you not being, forward, not moving forward in your life, feeling like you are trapped, feeling like you're stuck. And I wouldn't be surprised if this King of Cups individual is kind of like trying to trigger you into those old doubts, self-doubts. And you have to be able to see this programming and to trace it back, because you'll find that probably 9 times out of 10, it's somebody else who is trying to keep you down. It's not you. It's not something that you're doing necessarily to yourself, just randomly for no reason. It's something that was projected onto you. And when you can really kind of connect those dots, then you can become more like the Queen of Swords, and you can become more detached from those messages, because you realize that it was never about you, it was about that person. And that can kind of break through any kind of doubts, because you have the Three of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles are such great cards. So it's really about clearing out those cobwebs. And sure enough, then we have the Outcome card, the Star card, Inspiration. This is something I do agree with. Isn't that a beautiful depiction? And this card is connected with Aquarius. And it's interesting, in astrology, Aquarius rules the 11th house, and that's the house of your hopes and wishes, and also your friendships. And to me, this is a card of friendship as well. And I think that it's almost like, looking at it from this keyword of support. Perhaps you can't get support from the same people anymore. It's all shifting, Gemini, but that's okay, because you don't need that. You can do things on your own. You have everything that you need at your disposal. The Star card is about, and I say that too because of the Eight of Pentacles. You may have prepared something for yourself where now you have the ability to, you're qualified to take your talents wherever you choose to. The Star card can be about a loved one who has crossed over, who is giving you that inspiration, who is guiding you. It can also be renewed hope. So perhaps you went through the dark night of the soul where you thought things were very bleak, and now you see that ray of light. And it's more than a ray of light. It's really, there's something to celebrate. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. It's a great way to end the reading, Gemini. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, I do astrological interpretations of charts. I do transits are coming up for you, combination readings. I do private tarot readings. You can find out more about my services at the link below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.